News Panorama is a TV news magazine program that gives you the story behind the story.
It tells the stories the way they should be told by capturing the larger scale.
It deals with people's deep feelings on issues that, when brought to the fore, ultimately educates, informs and entertains.
News Panorama. Capture the larger scale.
On any given day, more than 300 million women worldwide are menstruating. In total, an estimated 500 million lack access to menstrual products and adequate facilities, menstrual hygiene management. Reoccurrence of cholera in Nigeria. The Cross River State Commissioner for Education visits schools and on the spot with the Commissioner for Health, Dr. Henry Ayuk. Welcome and thanks for joining me on the program News Panorama. I am Josephine Efanga.
News Panorama. Capture the larger scale.
If you have just tuned in, you're watching News Panorama. Cholera, a disease that is prevalent in many regions with inadequate sanitation and limited access to clean water, remains a major health challenge, causing alarm with its recent outbreak in the country. A few minutes later in this report gives an insight contracting this disease and the measures put in place by the Cross River State government to curb the spread. The report.
The recent outbreak of cholera in the country has left many in a state of panic. This disease, which poses a threat to life, can be prevented if proper measures are taken by both the government and individuals. Cholera, an acute diarrheal disease caused by the bacterium Vibrio cholerae, poses a significant threat to vulnerable populations, particularly in areas with inadequate access to safe water and sanitation. Recently, an outbreak has been announced in the country, triggering high-level public health response. As the outbreak spreads, swift action is crucial to mitigate its impact, prevent further transmission, and protect the health and well-being of affected communities. The outbreak has resulted in a significant number of cases, with multiple states affected. Health officials have confirmed the presence of cholera in various regions, prompting immediate action to contain the spread of the disease. Speaking in an interview, the Commissioner, Ministry of Health, Dr. Henry Ayuk, stressed that the outbreak is a national occurrence with no confirmed case in the state. He also noted that response teams have been placed all over the state in various communities in case there is an outbreak in the state.
There's a national outbreak of cholera in Cross River State. Yes, there's no need to panic because first and foremost, yes, we can't absolutely prevent cholera in case emergency operations center in the state is already open. We're meeting on a daily basis to monitor results and receive reports from the fields. The surveillance teams in each LGA are active, the local government teams are active.
He further divulged that the Ministry of Health is working hand in hand with the media, churches, schools, among others, to ensure that the masses are sensitized, informed, as well as educated about the disease. Additionally, stating the measures put in place by the state government to help curb the spread and ensure the safety of cross-variants.
There have been a lot of radio stations here in Calabar, broadcasting stations with messages. We have to entrench the community education. We have already, as much as possible, engaged the church. Messages, if we go to Sunday school classes and even the main Sunday services. Confidence in His Excellency, the State Governor of our state, that is put in place good structures in Ministry of Health, Water Resources, Environment, and other line ministries.
Some cross-variants in separate interviews noted that the disease can be prevented through proper and simple measures that are usually taken for granted.
We need to, as I'm telling me now, I could go to the village and orientate our people. Because of the only way we know is to protect it is to boil our water before drinking. Even if it is pipe-borne water, whether water and what. You have to contact. That is what the prevention I know.
People should stop drinking dirty water. But if you must drink dirty water, you need to get it purified. Maybe boiling.
When we're growing up, they say when you eat with dirty hands, your hands, you do not wash your hands, you eat with dirty hands, all those things causes cholera.
Others charge the government and ministry to be up in their game, ensuring that the right facilities are in place and readily available, while also advising the public to take appropriate measures to keep themselves safe as well.
We expect all hands to be on deck, involve lives of people, and then the government should create awareness, a lot of sensitization for some persons who are not aware, because all of these things happen as a result of how we are very nonchalant about our health factor. Many times the person are aware, but financial impetuosity is another factor. So if the government can raise a standard where people get to know what affects them, the issue arising from the environment, and again, if there are ways to make money available, like finance, and the Ministry of Health as a body too should also rise up to occasion.
If there's a person that has cholera, you have to distance yourself from the person. Then to prevent it, you need to avoid some certain measures that prevent, like, that generates the sickness. Then since they say bush meat do cause all this cholera, yeah, it's true, bush meat do cause it. So most people, those people who enjoy eating fresh meat, bush meat, they should avoid eating it.
You have to wash your hands before eating to avoid the spread. And the fruit, you have to, if it's fruit you're eating or any food, you have to wash them first. And defecating in open places, you have to stop it too.
You've heard it all. Cholera can be prevented if the right measures are taken, like washing our hands, washing our food, boiling our water, and not defecating in open places. Of course, the state government and the Ministry of Health are putting measures in place to contain and prevent the disease. So, do not panic, stay safe, and stay healthy. For CRBC News Panorama, if you want Peter reporting.
Menstrual hygiene is crucial for women and girls' health, dignity, and well-being. Proper menstrual hygiene management is essential to prevent health issues, social stigma, and economic burdens. Our correspondent reports on menstrual hygiene enlightenment in the state. The report.
Good menstrual hygiene management plays a fundamental role in enabling women, girls, and other menstruators to reach their full potential. Menstrual health and hygiene is essential to the well-being and empowerment of women and adolescent girls. On any day, more than 300 million women worldwide are menstruating. In total, an estimated 500 million lack access to menstrual products and adequate facilities for menstrual hygiene and management. To effectively manage their menstruation, girls and women require access to water, sanitation hygiene facilities, affordable and appropriate menstrual hygiene materials, information on good practices, and a supportive environment where they can manage menstruation without embarrassment or stigma. The Cross River State Rural Water Supply and Sanitation Agency, RASA, distributed thousands of sanitary pads to female students in selected secondary schools in the state. The distribution, which took place in West African People's Institute, WAPI, had 5 selected schools in attendance as part of the World Menstrual Hygiene Management in Schools. Speaking, the General Manager of Cross River State Rural Water Supply and Sanitation Agency, RASA, Mr. Sondoko, said menstrual hygiene is a public health issue that affects the health and dignity of young girls and women globally. Mr. Oko stated that the aim of the celebration was to have a crucial conversation and lecture with female students about menstrual hygiene and provide the knowledge and resources necessary for managing their dignity and confidence.
It is crucial to have open conversations about menstrual hygiene and to provide the knowledge and resources necessary for managing it with dignity and confidence. It is important for everyone, regardless of gender, to understand what menstruation is and to respect the needs of those who menstruate. Let's normalize menstruation and recognize it as a sign of health and not something to be ashamed of. By doing so, we can ensure that every student has the opportunity to manage their menstrual health with normalcy and dignity.
The program manager, RASA, Mr. Basi Ebit, hinted that the onset of puberty and menstruation can be a barrier to education if not managed with care and understanding, as girls often face stigma and lack of access to the necessary information and supplies to manage their menstruation with confidence. As such, there is need to integrate menstrual hygiene management education into school curriculum.
It is about providing a safe, respectful, and equitable environment for all students. The presence of proper wash facilities in school, is a cornerstone for ensuring that every child can learn and grow in a healthy setting. Girls often face stigma and lack of access to the necessary information and supplies to manage their menstruation with confidence. Schools should ensure that every girl child has access to 1. Education on menstruation and puberty. 2. Safe and private wash facilities that are girl child friendly. 3. Menstrual supplies that are affordable and hygienic. We are not only improving health outcomes, but also ensuring that our students, especially our girls, are empowered to reach their full potentials.
Some secondary school principals appreciated the state government through RUASA for setting aside a day to enlighten students on menstrual hygiene management and the provision of menstrual pads to students of the selected schools, while calling on government to make such exercise a regular one to improve the confidence of young girls in the states.
This should be done frequently because there are many people who shy away from menstruation. They see it as a taboo. But as we keep enlightening them, they'll get to know that it's a natural process and something they should talk about. They shouldn't be silent.
What they organize here is a very good one for students who are menstruating and who are about to menstruate. The lectures they gave to us here is something that all the school needs.
The students also applauded the state government for the gesture, saying they have learnt a lot from the lecture.
They should keep on doing their best. There are still millions of girls out there inside the world that have no idea about it, and especially most in conventional areas and local areas where they have no idea. So going to them to inform them about such information will help them, and such guidelines to process with how to do about menstrual hygiene and sanitation. I want to thank God for what the RUASA have really done. I just pray this. They don't really taught us how to keep yourself clean and how to manage yourself when you see your period.
I can recommend this as a very advantageous program. It helps enlighten others. You know, there are many girls out there today who doesn't even know anything about menstruation. But with this program, it has been very able to expose them, to give them an insight about menstruation.
These parents had this to say about menstrual hygiene and management.
My daughter is too small, but we discuss everything so that when time comes, she can be able to open up. Mommy, see, oh, something came out, oh, you understand? What is this? Because some of them tend to see it at their early stage before they get to that JS1.
Any child, let the mother be a friend to your daughter. So that in case the daughter want to see his messes, he will be able to say, Mommy, see what is coming out of you. So that the mother can be able to show her the way to package the blood or message that is coming out. If you do not be a friend to your daughter, or each time whether abusing, throwing words to the child will hide you. He will not tell you. No matter how your child will friend you, draw that girl closer to you.
For CRBC News Panorama, I am Josephine Efanga.
Recently, the Cross River State Commissioner for Education, Senator Stephen Ode, went to public and private schools to inspect the ongoing BECE examination, SS2 mock, and National Business and Technical Examination Board, NABTEC, in Cross River State, the report.
He noticed that the shortage in examination materials was later discovered to be caused by the estimated numbers submitted by principals to the ministry. Speaking, the Commissioner for Education, Senator Stephen Ode, warned principals against submitting estimated figures and endeavor to submit accurate number of examination to enable the ministry make adequate provisions for all examinations. Senator Ode stated that Governor Tu's-led administration is poised to transforming the education sector. According to him, for this to be achieved, all hands must be on deck for a collective goal. He noted that the examination in the Central and Northern Senatorial District of the state went smoothly without complaints, as reported by the examination officers sent to those districts.
This administration is determined to revamp the education sector holistically in all aspects, and so we are working towards perfection. We are not experimenting because we are not inexperienced people. We are very experienced and we are ready to deal with all the challenges we are seeing. We cannot continue to remain in one static environment and say this is how it used to be done 10 years ago. We can't do that. The current governor is determined to revive and revamp the sector, and we must work towards that.
The principal of Marigold College, Calabar, Mr. Eliezer Eziega, commended the state government for the prompt release of results, early conduct of BECE and SS2 mock examinations, and for the first time, a commissioner is visiting both public and private schools to personally inspect an ongoing examination.
This administration came in and released the results to our surprise, and the exams are conducted when they should. The only challenge we have now is that the examination body still comes with incomplete question papers, which the schools will need to make photocopies. So, like I've told the commissioner, that's an area we need to look into to make sure that there is adequacy of these examination papers.
In another development, the commissioner invited secondary education secretaries of Calabar South and Calabar Municipal to his office to discuss the problems faced during the examination with immediate effects. Senator Ode warned all examiners against collecting money from any students while charging parents and students to report any of such demands to the Ministry of Education, and any principal or examiner found culpable will face the wrath of the law.
I've told them, I've warned them, you don't accept candidates that were not formally registered. You don't register candidates on examination day. A student who was not registered and the information and data was not forwarded to us, and the student is there to write the exam, there is no way we can do magic to capture such a student. That is the situation we are finding outside too, mostly. And so that has stopped, and it will stop, and it will never repeat itself again. It's good enough that I went out myself and saw things myself, and that is why we have decided to proffer urgent solution to all those problems. It is expected in all exams, but I am sure within the deployment of the manpower across the 18 local government, the exam officers, inspectors, supervisors, we are going to deal with the situation.
For CRBC News Panorama, I am Josephine Efanga. This is a failed gutter at Yellow Duke by Atamuno under construction in Calabar South, which has been a death trap for motorists for many years. But today, the present administration of Senator Basiotu has given attention to it. The project is at its advanced stage of completion, thanks to the People's First policy of Governor Basiderutu.
Over now to On the Spot with the Commissioner for Health, Dr. Henry Ayuk. He explains measures put in place by the Cross River State government. Welcome to On the Spot on News Panorama. Today we are with the Honorable Commissioner for Health, Dr. Henry Ayuk. He will be throwing more light on the outbreak of cholera in Cross River State. Welcome to News Panorama, Honorable Commissioner.
Thank you so much. Glad to have you in my office.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. Okay, sir, so what is the current situation report on the cholera outbreak, and how many cases have been reported so far?
There's a national outbreak of cholera in Cross River State. We're yet to confirm the outbreak. In other words, we don't have a confirmed case of cholera in Cross River State. Lagos State is, as far as this outbreak is concerned, has become the epicenter for cholera, at least for this sector. Ogun State and FCT. But we're worried because these three states are actually having citizens that are very mobile. People travel a lot from Lagos to other parts of the country. In fact, if you wake up and go to any motor park in Lagos by 3 a.m., you see it very active. People are traveling. And so it is that on that basis that every state is taking active steps to ensure that cholera, even if it spreads around, is contained, is stopped as early as possible in places because people are moving. In Cross River State, we don't have a case yet, and we pray we'll never have. The state has prepared, put itself in a state of preparedness to checkmate every emergency. State Public Health Emergency Operations Center has been activated. Our surveillance teams have been strengthened in all the LGAs, particularly the hotspots, LGAs of Odupani, Biase, Abi, Ikom, Vubra, Anitum. These are riverine and local government areas, and Yala. If you go there, you see a lot of activities going on. People, communities have been sensitized. Relevant groups, particularly the church, market women, and so forth, have been sensitized. Health education and promotion is ongoing in the communities. The facilities, the primary health care sites in particular in these locations have also been strengthened with commodities in case there is a positive case of active diarrhea and vomiting. We'll be able to ensure that we stop that as soon as possible and the spread is also stopped. These are the basic things we have put in place. So surveillance is strong in Cross River State. On a daily basis, I monitor and receive reports from the local government areas. The EPIC team, epidemiological team, is also active and ensuring that rapid response is available, is made as quickly as possible in case something happens.
Okay, sir, like you said, the rapid response, it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
What measures have been put to place to ensure that if this happens, Cross Riverians will not panic?
Yes, there's no need to panic because first and foremost, yes, we can't absolutely prevent cholera in case it comes. But why I say we can't panic is because we put the response team. I've already listed a few of the things that define an active and rapid response team. The public health emergency operations center in the state is already open. We're meeting on a daily basis to monitor results and receive reports from the fields. The surveillance teams in each LGA are active. The local government teams are active. They are in touch with communities, especially the hotspot local governments which I've mentioned. We have also sent in commodities, what I like to say first aid, in case something happens. Okay. So these are on ground already. These are rapid response activities.
Okay, so sir, are you saying that we have some treatment centers already on ground just in case this happens?
Yes, we don't have the elaborate kind of treatment center like COVID-19.
Okay.
Where we have isolation centers and so forth. But each facility, each primary healthcare facility,
across the state?
Yes, across the state. And like I mentioned, especially targeted at
the riverine?
Yes, the hotspots, local government areas.
Okay.
We know which are the hotspots. If there is a case of cholera in Cross River, we are likely to have it. We are more likely to have it in some LGS, and those are the riverine local government areas. And because, of course, the kind of water people drink, and which is a common source for cholera. So those are the local governments which we are talking about. Health facilities are equipped with commodities to provide immediate solution to any acute vomiting and diarrhea. We can provide IV fluids, we can give the necessary antibiotics and so forth.
Okay.
And then, of course, do diagnosis, presumptive diagnosis to at least give us an idea of what is going on. It is also necessary to warn that it's not everybody that is having diarrhea and vomiting that is necessarily cholera. So if you have such a case, you should notify. You should be able to lead the person to the nearest health facility. And if there is need for diagnosis to be carried out, it will be done. There are some that don't need that elaborate diagnosis. There are some that can be treated immediately. But if there is need for any diagnosis, the state will be notified.
Okay, sir. So what measures have been put in place to ensure access to clean water and sanitation in these hotspot areas you've mentioned?
Yeah. You see, the basic thing about cholera is about lifestyle. And while we're looking for government to give us remediation, finding solutions for cholera. We should emphasize that the most important aspect of managing cholera is just is the control, is the prevention of it, and it has to do with your lifestyle. People eat anyhow, and I'm happy you're seeing my cap. Is telling that eat well, eat healthy. Yes, a lot of things are going on. Buy food, yes. Try to wash your food. Very easy things can wash away any tendency to any contamination. Wash food before you eat it, before you cook it. Cook any food, it must be cooked very well, and if you must drink water, drink and ensure it is safe water. If you are not too sure of the source, please boil your water. Boil your water before you take it, particularly in the rural. These are things that, and then of course, try to wash your hands regularly, and don't wait until you go to the toilet before you wash your hands. Wash your hands, even if you stay in an office like this. After 2-3 hours, you've been shaking a lot of hands. You can excuse yourself, go wash your hands, and come back. Regular washing of hands is so key. But that is not to say that government, His Excellency, the governor of the state, is doing very well. He has reactivated our water sources, the management of water sources, the water board is in place, Ministry of Water Resources in place. And if you go to Calabar, the urban scheme has been significantly activated. A lot of people that didn't have access to public, to tap on water, they have started again to have clean water. 2 days ago, the Director General of Ruwasa, who is in charge of rural water supply, was here in my office, and by tomorrow there will be a concept paper that has been developed to ensure that at least all that boreholes and other sources of water in the rural communities that are necessary for our citizens there there's a definite plan to address and reverse any negative trend in terms of adequate water supply. So that is being addressed, and I am very, very, very convinced with what His Excellency has put on ground and started in Calabar and is spreading to other urban centers, and the basic plan of Ruwasa to reactivate all broken down boreholes in the state. We'll be able to, I think by the end of this year, reduce the tendency to have water that is not rich enough in the state.
Okay, sir, you agree with me that in issues like this, sensitization is key. How is the ministry communicating with the public to prevent fear and promotion of prevention of this cholera?
Yeah, we have a very strong health education team, health promotion team. I'm surprised that the question has to come from me, because I know there have been to a lot of radio stations here in Calabar, broadcasting stations with messages. I've already mentioned one of the key things we have to do. We have to entrench the community education, which we're talking about since people. We have already, as much as possible, engaged the church. Messages, if we go to Sunday school classes and even the main Sunday services, a lot of this emphasis is being made on clean water, how you should eat your food, eat it well, ensure that you avoid locations that are not healthy enough, and very particularly, when we say health facilities, it's not just a hospital, it's not the primary health care center, even the food vendors, the health facilities. So we are extending the anti-quackery team that is ensuring quality of health services. It's also out checking what the food vendors are doing. So please ensure that if you must buy food from any source, let that source be healthy enough. Buy food that are facility based. Don't just go to the roadside and buy food anyhow. Buy food that is located in a facility, and ensure that you look around. Most of them will display their certificates that have registered them as food sellers and so forth. If you don't see any of those things, please avoid those places. And if you notice anything abnormal in a facility-based food vendor, please make a report, because it is rather than conceal what they are doing, which is bad. You are not helping the public.
Okay, finally, sir, in few words, what are your charge to cross variants in terms of cholera?
First, they should have confidence in His Excellency, the State Governor of our state, that is put in place good structures in Ministry of Health, Water Resources, Environment, and other line ministries. They are proactive enough to ensure that cholera does not constitute the menace it used to be. But we also depend on the cooperation of the citizens of the state to ensure that they take their personal hygiene very paramount and don't wait until they have cholera and start asking government and start blaming government for not taking care of the illness. We will do our best in case cholera appears suddenly. We will try to ensure it's not the havoc which it used to be in the state.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Commissioner Dr. Henry Ayuk, for coming on the program News Panorama.
Thank you so much.
We'll get back to you subsequently when other health issues arises. Over now to the presenter. That is all we have on our lineup this week. We hope to be back same time next week. Do keep it with us. I am Josephine Efanga.